Hello, my name is Markiplier.
Hi, welcome back, or welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Mo, I'm trans, I'm MB, I'm I'm agender, I'm out of the binary, if you know what binary is. Shout out to my coder friends. Today, I'm trying to make it lighthearted, but today is obviously going to be a very sensitive topic. And it's something I wanted to make because a lot of people don't take dysphoria real enough. Now, for me personally, my dysphoria is pretty severe, and there's shit I will probably not say personally because it can be very depressing. Today I wanted to talk about dysphoria, how that feels, from a perspective to someone who might not be trans, might not feel dysphoria in any sense, which is valid as hell. And I wanted to start off by saying that if you feel this way, I'm very sorry, and I hope you can find some way to alleviate it. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of a rant more so than anyways, dysphoria is categorized by feeling distress towards someone's body. Especially with the trans perspective, it's kind of more like you don't like the body we're born in, to the point it's very distressing and it can be very depressive. For me personally, depression has been a huge part of how my dysphoria, like, those two were besties. They would be clinging to another so much every single day, every single week, and they made each other worse. I would feel super depressed because I was feeling dysphoric, and I would feel super dysphoric because I was feeling depressed. They kind of go hand in hand. But what does dysphoria feel like? For me, oh god, I'm trying not to get into severe stuff. It's been like 2 minutes. It can feel like you are so sensitive and aware of those parts and the skin and your skin. It makes you remember the fact that you are not who you were or how you feel on the inside. For example, to a cis person, they might be very uncomfortable with themselves, you know, everyone goes through it. But the thing that they most typically don't feel is kind of the thing of binding or using other methods to try and alleviate it, because that's the only way you can alleviate it. For me, and to talk about a little bit of a heavier topic, trigger warning for self-harm, suicide, etc. The trans suicide rate is like 40% in the US, from what I can see, and more than like 44% of transgender adults report having suicidal ideation, wanting to leave this earth. And it is so sad to see that. But to be completely honest, it's also been something I've dealt with. Because when you feel so wrong about your body, in a sense you can't explain, like you just feel wrong, like completely wrong, like your skin feels wrong, your arms feel wrong, every part of you. It's hard to describe, honestly, because it's like, you know how to fix it, but you can't explain what feels wrong. But it just, you're so aware of how you're perceived, and just the name of, like, the pronoun of, like, oh yeah, if someone used to see her on me, I would feel so sad. I would go home and do dumb shit because it felt that bad for me. And I understand that words can have, like, words may have no meaning for some people, but it doesn't make, it's not super hard for you to change how you know, talk to a person. Sorry if I say a lot in this video. It's hard to talk about, and I'm trying to be like, yay, yippee, fun topic. I think with me, the dumb shit was how I dealt with it, and I was diagnosed with I don't know the word for it, but they just say, oh, depressive episodes that are severe enough that I need antidepressants and PTSD and everything like that. But dysphoria can be to the point where I will wake up and cry because I realize I woke up and I'm in this body. And on the worst parts, I would bind and I would overbind. Like I had a period where I just kept wore a binder every day because it was just so sad and uncomfortable. Like imagine if you go into the ocean and it's super cold. You'd feel uncomfortable, right? It felt like that every single day, and it still does. Or you have you hold this critter on your arm and like walks up and down your arm or something like that. Like the uncomfortable feeling, like to 100. And that made a lot of people want to leave this earth because they didn't feel like there's any other way you can bring happiness to yourself. And one of the reasons why I have been trying to make myself a little bit of a voice is because I can't do HRT. I'm not living in the best perfect state or in the best perfect home with the best perfect circumstances. I come from a lot of dumb decisions that I thought would make it better. Leaving Earth might have been... I thought it would be better, but I'm still here and I would be here to everyone else who has attempted as well. If someone tells you they're dysphoric, what's the best response you can, let him know? Is I'm here for you. Do you need anything? Would you like me to give you a hug? Maybe sometimes I feel like if I feel very like dysphoric or very uncomfortable, I personally don't like physical touch, but I feel like it depends on if it's a friend, partner, that sort of thing. If someone says, "Oh fuck, I don't have my binder with me. I'm so dysphoric. I'm so fucking uncomfortable," like assure them, affirm them, make sure they know that they are the person they feel like they are, because deep down they are. It's like if you it feels so much like you're an outsider to your own body. And for me personally, it has led me to have a lot of like dissociation from myself, both to cope with trauma but to cope with the body I'm living in as well, because it just feels so different to how I see myself inside. I don't recognize my face, and on really bad days I don't want to look at my face. I've gotten better at it, but it feels still very, very hard to do. And like it's so... honestly, it is so disappointing seeing how we're treated throughout Norway, especially Norway. I've seen so many people say that their experiences were horrible. They weren't given proper care, they weren't even allowed in because they weren't trans enough, quote unquote. And others have shared their stories with me about the hospital I've spoken about. And one of the reasons why I didn't speak about it a lot was because I was really scared they were going to sue me for defamation or anything. But I feel like there has to be things that has to be better. Here in Norway, if you're not trans enough, you're not recognized. And it helps trans people. I met a trans person who was in the healthcare. She was a lovely person. But even then, from her experience, I'm not going to name the person. I'll call her Alice. Alice. Alice told me that she had to wait 2 years for HRT on top of the 1 year that you need estimated. I had like 2 times I got rejected before I even got to this point. She told me that she had to wait so long, and she's a trans person, she's trans femme, lovely person. It's just horrid. And I remember the first time I got rejected, I was in a call with my at the time girlfriend, and I sobbed, and I was at the brink of everything, and it was horrid. If you have a trans person who are with you, you have a trans friend, family member, someone you know, be there for them, because the battle a person who's trans has to go through every single day, dealing with the transphobia, with the bullying, harassment. I was bullied off a platform, and people in the US want us dead. Like, we're a minority for a reason. Norway is supposed to be the good, proper place to find healthcare, but they neglect such a huge part of their community, and then dare to say that, yeah, we are LGBTQ positive, we do pride, and it's just disappointing. It is very disappointing, and it's very saddening. And I want to end this video by saying thank you so much to everyone who's given me so much love and support. You guys are the reason I keep doing this. I keep talking, I keep sharing things, because I don't know how many people we have talking for us anymore. There's just so many people who just don't talk anymore because they're scared. They got harassed, bullied, whatever, into silence, and it's depressing, it's saddening. I want to be a small voice in a big community, and I want to make sure that we are being spoken for, and that we are treated with the equal rights to the people, to other people. Thank you to anyone who watched this entire thing. I'm sorry this is a sadder part, but I wanted to talk about it because it's been something I've been recording on and off about for ages. And I feel like there has to be someone who tells a little bit of the darker side of it, or maybe if you're cis and you don't understand, but you have a friend who's trans, maybe this video might help you understand it better. Good night.